quick breakdown of everything I'm going to use on this install on the 2021 Gladiator. The only extra thing I had to order other than the actual kit itself was a wiring harness, and this is the TPH-020, and this is for a Dodge Ram. E-Trailer did not have a direct harness for the 2021 Gladiator, so this can be used. You just have to depin the male side of this harness and switch 2 wires over, which I'll be showing you how to do in this video. I did not order the insert kit, so I'll be drilling 2 separate holes in my dash, and if you don't want to do that, you can order, they have different inserts. They're about $9 a piece. To modify the wiring harness, we're going to need to switch the black and the blue. I'm just prying it on both sides. Plastic tabs on the tops of each of these pins here. You just want to push them up. I'll try to put a little bit of downward pressure on the line, on the wire with my offhand. And then it just slides out. Slides out, just gonna move it right over. You'll hear it pop once it goes in place. Here's the piece of dash on my Jeep where I'm going to be installing the controller, and because of its location and where I want to put it, I'm going to have to do some modifications. I'm going to have to cut this mounting bracket off, and to find the exact location, I'm going to use the bezel that comes in the package for my template. And you got to drill 2 holes. This larger hole I believe is a 13/32, and I just used this little sharp point to get my first location there, and then got the circle here and the dot there. Those will be my 2 drilling points. I'm going to go ahead and use a multi-tool, vibrating saw, whatever you want to call it. If you look at this bezel, it has one side is indented, goes inside that. With that bezel piece in place, I'm going to fill out my bigger hole there. So after doing some measuring and test fitting, I'm gonna have to cut out this little bracket right here for that dial to be able to fit back right in here. This modification is something you want to do in your Jeep. I'll put the exact measurements on where I cut or where I drilled my holes and everything, as far as for this knob right here. Okay, now to locate your factory brake controlling harness, if you just come up underneath here and find your brake pedal, just kind of goes up. We'll see if I can do my best to show you exactly where it is before I cut it out. That's it right there, it's just taped. Because of it being such a tight fit with this cord where they plug in between these 2 brackets, really the only way I can, without making a custom bracket, The only way I can mount this is just with one screw, so it's going to be a little bit at an angle. And I'm just going to use this self-tapper right here. These units are made to be mounted in any angle or direction, so it won't affect that. I did plug in my wires and everything before I put this back in place, and then once this is screwed in, I'll test fit it and plug in my wires and then wrap them up underneath the dash to make sure that they're not hanging down. I like to get this stuff right here, this twist tie by the foot with a cutter. You can pick it up like at O'Reilly's or on Amazon. It's like $5 for a ton of this stuff on here. I believe that these brackets on the back side of this are hitting that brain box right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off, see if that fixes the problem. After I had this mounted and I ran this main harness back into the Jeep factory harness, I don't know if you can see this down here, but it's just hanging down here, so I unscrewed this, kind of work it out back out of here. Pull all your wire, all your slack back out. This will help keep it from falling down on your feet or whatever while you're driving. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, and I just roll it over onto itself. I'll take this roll of bread ties, whatever. So you just roll it on itself. Run it through this top loop. Get behind there. You definitely don't want that stuff falling on your feet while you're driving. There you go, and ain't going nowhere. One final look before I put the this panel on for the last time. Just wanted to show you the back side so you can see where I did cut these little brackets off, and then the approximate location of where I did mount this in case you wanted to do the exact install. The center is about 1 1/4 inches in from the edge, about 4 5/8 from the bottom. See the bracket there where I cut it out. Didn't have to do too much cutting. It was actually really easy, and everything still feels nice and sturdy. What I like about this particular location is that when I'm driving, it's super easy accessible. It's just right here, and I can see through. When this wheel is turned over, I can see through to adjust the dial. That's kind of why I chose that spot. I know they make a kit that you can put it right here, but I didn't want to give up my 12 volt